Well, the Bulls continue to. I don't even know what to call it. Like, this is bad. This is bad. It's not good. Doesn't feel good. Your team's heading into the playoffs, which we all are happy with the playoff berth and everything like that. But this is depressing. Um, there's for many people like me, I thought that the Bulls would match up pretty good against Boston. And yeah, nope, was wrong. Not the best game from any of our quote unquote big three. Um, this was just uh, this is embarrassing effort from every facet of the game from the Chicago Bulls. This is not what you want to see from a team that's supposed to be gearing up for a playoff possible run or even a series. Like, let's not even call it a run. It'd be crazy to call anything a possible run at this point for this team. But with that being said, like what we're seeing out there on the court from this team is embarrassing. The effort's embarrassing. The focus is embarrassing. The offense is embarrassing. The defense is embarrassing. Everything about it is fucking embarrassing from this team. And I titled this video, "The Bulls Continue to Stumble into the," because we locked in the playoff berth, but we're stumbling on the way there. This is not good. But we're going to get into it all and more. Let's get into this intro first.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
At some point, this team needs to stop feeling comfortable being fucking embarrassed. That's all this boils down to. This team is too comfortable. Like, at this point, I don't want to see a fucking Bulls player smile. I don't give a fuck if they're having fun. I don't give a damn about none. I'm sorry, my grandma may be watching tonight with my dad. I don't care about none of it, because at the end of the day, what this team showed at the beginning of the season, that heart, that determination, that we were heralding the next man up mentality. At this point, I'm almost ready for this. Listen, put the dog to sleep, right? That's almost where I'm at with this shit. Put the goddamn dog to sleep, because this is embarrassing. It's painful. Listen, listen, there's no excuse for an effort like this. No excuse for an effort like this. Patrick Williams, he's going to get this work too, because in this game, a game in which we needed Patrick Williams to show that defensive beast that he can be at some point in time, look like a bitch. That's just what it boils down to. I'm not even like, he was completely outclassed. He was outclassed. Now, yes, he's 20 years old. He's going to get a lot better. I understand that, but I'm talking about this game specifically. This was not going to cut it. 16 points from DeMar DeRozan, 6 for 16. Vooch, 5 for 13 with only 13 points. Zach LaVine, 2 for 9 in 27 minutes. Were these motherfuckers trying to build a house with all these goddamn bricks? 43% overall, 30% from three-point range, only 73% from free throw. When a team that's, I think we were in 92% for the most part of the season, what the fuck was this? What was it? Somebody tell me what this was. Somebody point out to something that we can take out that's positive from this. Somebody give me something. I'll take it at this point. Somebody give me something. Kobe White, 3 for 6, 2 for 3 from three-point range. Tristan Thompson with double digits with 10 points. I don't give a damn. Fuck the box score. What was this? What was this? This team is about to be embarrassed. And the best thing that can come out of, I hope they get swept. I hope they get swept and they take that and they have to deal with that all summer, realizing, hey, we were the number one team in the East for so long and we got swept in the fucking first round. So then maybe, just maybe, they look at themselves over the summer and realize, hey, listen, we got to sustain some shit around here. This is bad. This is bad. This is not good. This is bad. This is bad. The freaking Boston, like, teams don't even look at the Bulls as a threat anymore. You remember when we started talking about at the beginning of the season, they were taking the Bulls lightly. And then, oh no, teams are starting to have the Bulls circled on their schedule. Now, they probably have the Bulls circled on their schedule still, but with a smiley face drawn in between the circle. What the fuck is this? What is it? I don't know. This is embarrassing. This does not feel good. This is a terrible way to end the season. We got 2 games. I don't give a damn if they win the next 2 games by 50 points each. This has been embarrassing. Embarrassing. It's fucking disgusting. That's what it is. But let's go ahead. Let's get into the comments, man. I'm sorry to be going off and yelling in y'all ears. I'm pissed off. Rogelio Gonzalez says, hello, what's going on, man? This is my first time seeing you here. Thank you. Haize, this shit is disgusting. Absolutely. On forum, I'm speechless. Listen, I thought I would be speechless, but I think I just went the hell off. Alex Larez, I zoned out after halftime, not even worth stressing. I totally blame Billy and to think we could have had Ime Doka. Listen, yeah, it's not just Billy, but yeah. Let's see. I feel so bad for everybody that bought tickets to this game. Yeah, this is bad, man. This is bad. I'm glad that we improved from last season. I'm happy that these players will get playoff experience, but I'm embarrassed, and it's okay for you to be embarrassed as well. This is pitiful. Yeah, the playoff experience is important. Don't get me wrong. It very is. So that it can jumpstart the development of players, even in a loss, right? Look at some of the players that did have bad losses their first playoff experience, and they go and they grow from it. But, you know, it just sucks. It sucks. Stacey King said it best. This team just plays in the half court and doesn't play up to tempo. It's so much more than just that too. That's right. I'm not saying that's not correct, but it's just, man. MC Season says, I can't do nothing but laugh at this point. You got to laugh to keep from crying in a sense, because this is better. They got comfortable after the good start of the season. I've said a few times that they had to learn to play with success. That's part of what we've seen. Absolutely. Rex Smith, no, I can't agree with you. Nobody treats this front office with kid gloves. This team, in literally less than 2 years, has built this team from being terrible to being a playoff team. This really sucks, because it's just all the if these losses were more spread out, it wouldn't be as bad. So no, nobody treats this front office with kid gloves. That's not true. That's not true. Robert Baker says, preach, you a real one. I feel you 100%. I can't, listen, I've said it before. I can't do nothing more than be real. That's what this is for. I can't do nothing but be real. And that's how I feel about this team right now. Best statement ever. These motherfuckers going to make a house with all of them damn bricks. Thank you, Haize, for making tonight feel better. Listen, if you needed a house tonight, the Bulls got you with bricks. We got all the bricks we need. Every brick that you need to build your house, we got that. We got it. Sickbone TV says, it's so crazy to see someone who actually understands. Now I'm your new subscriber. Well, thank you. I'm glad you're subscribing. Hey, listen, I'm real here. That's it. Now, I also host Locked on Bulls, where you'll get a little bit more button-up version of my thoughts. But here, this is the family kickback. This is bullshit. This is fucking bullshit is what that is. Haize, we need a hotline bad. I may do another hotline over the course of this weekend. I may do a hotline on Saturday. Maybe we'll do a Bulls Crisis hotline, because, and listen, it's not even the fans. The Bulls need to call me for the Crisis hotline, because they're playing like some bitches. That's what they're doing. Zach LaVine, listen, I know you're about to get paid, brother. I understand he's going to get the max contract. All that happens. I'm not even going to have a conversation on if he should or he shouldn't. But this motherfucker needs to sit down with a psychologist and figure out why, when it's crunch time, he plays like a 13-year-old bitch. That's what we need to know from Zach. The knee is one thing, right? The knee does not excuse the lack of basketball IQ. The knee does not excuse the lazy passes. The knee does not excuse like you bouncing the ball off your foot because you can't dribble, like you haven't been playing basketball for half your life. My son, my 16-year-old son right now, you can give him the basketball, tell him to dribble it for an hour and a half. I guarantee you he bounces the ball off his foot less than fucking Zach LaVine. Those type of things are a problem. That's a problem. Keith Davis, your basketball IQ is about as bad as Zach LaVine's in crunch time. Shut the fuck up. I'm just going to be real with you here. You got to shut up. You have the worst basketball takes of anybody in any Bulls channel's comments, and you don't comprehend anything. You go sniff Lonzo Ball's ball hair and be happy with that. Don't talk basketball, because you can't talk basketball. Don't do it. It's not for you. Shit pisses me off. Zach be the main one getting frustrated by losses, but won't step the fuck. Listen. That's one of the things I have said very much so is that until Zach LaVine develops lead, like don't get me wrong, Zach LaVine does go out there, especially when you can tell Zach wants a game, he tries to lead by going out there, taking the shots, being efficient. He does try to do that, but that's not leadership, right? That's being a good player. Zach has no leadership qualities at all. And as much as we love DeMar, as much as he's taking Io out under his wing and stuff like that, he's a great mentor, but mentors aren't always leaders either. DeMar isn't the best leader at all either. We need somebody who's going to be a vocal leader and check some people and check them as well. You see, even Zach LaVine responds in the times that Io has said something to him. He's not a leader. Now, he could develop into one, but right now he's not one, period. If we zoom for the second, it's hard to win against good teams when you don't have top 15. No. Listen, look at some of the teams that have upsets and wins against teams like Milwaukee, right? It sucks that it hasn't been the Bulls, but to say that you can't win with a top 15 player when you have a lot of talent on your team, like I get it, you can't win a ship, like, right? You do want somebody who usually develops into a top 15, top 20 player, or at least two players in the top 20, but that does not excuse this. That does not excuse this, Josh Simmons. I get what you're getting at, and I agree with you, but I'm saying that does not excuse what we're getting from this team right now. Can I cry about these results now or 5 weeks ago? Listen, and that's the problem, right? Literally the shit that this team is doing at a lesser extent they were doing even when we were winning. And when people like me were pointing it out, Bulls fans wanted to turn a blind eye to it. They need to figure it the hell out. They need to figure it out. They need to figure it the hell out. Like it's I don't know what needs to happen. I don't know if they need to bring in a motivator. I don't know if they need to resurrect freaking Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, somebody to get these players to stop playing like whores. I don't know what it is. But as of right now, the way and the effort that this team is giving is bullcrap. And to give that type of effort for people who spend their hard-earned money to come to a Bulls game and get embarrassed in the way that they did, it's bad. It's bad. Julia Jules says, I'm sorry, Vooch, Io, everybody was turning the ball over from the start. They came out flat-footed and no intensity, just awful. Julia Jules hitting it on the head there. Hitting it on the head. 17 turnovers. 19 assists on 35 made baskets was honestly isn't that bad of a percentage. It's not great, but it's not that bad. But the fact that you were 35 for 80 over the course of this game. The fact that Malcolm Hill and Tony Bradley have checked in to 2 games in a row. 2 games in a row. At home, no less. What are you resting Zach? If Zach LaVine is going to give you freaking 2 for 9 with 7 points, play him every damn game. Fuck his rest. When he looks at you and says, hey, I need some rest, say, hey, play better, bitch. That's what you need to say to Zach LaVine today. That's what you need to say to Zach. Hey, Haize, this is the first game I gave up and turned the game off. Just a quick question. Would you trade Zach for a disgruntled? No, I wouldn't personally. But I can understand. By personally, when I say wouldn't personally, it means that that's not a trade I would make. But God damn it, at this point, I wouldn't hate people who say that they should do that. Like I'm so frustrated right now. I'm so fucking frustrated right now with this team. It's beyond me. It's really beyond me. Man. This is bad. This is bad. I don't know if it was televised or not, but to fumble the bag this hard in front of the only Chicago Bulls fan, one historic black president is crazy. Listen, it was not televised. Luckily, thank God. At least not nationally. But this is bad. This is bad, man. This is bad. Nathan Taylor, are you still going to defend? The problem isn't just Vooch. That's the thing. Anybody who wants to just blame Vooch at this point is just holding on to a dumbass narrative and isn't watching what's going out there. Like, it's hard for anybody. Nobody's playing good right now. So no, that whole thing of everybody blaming Vooch for every loss and it's just Vooch. No, I'm still defending them on that one. But this team doesn't get much defense because this team is playing like a bunch of bitches. Bitter Bulls bitches. That's what this Bulls team is right now. Period. The Bulls' effort tonight was bullshit. Yes, absolutely. That is a great way to categorize it. Great way to categorize it. V-Rod, let me ask you this. In what realistic world, what type of drugs are you smoking, inhaling, or injecting to where you think that they would take Vooch for Rudy Gobert right now? In what world does that happen? What world? Just give me a realistic deal that happens. It doesn't. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. If I was President Obama right now, what he should do is he should be in the locker room and just say, line up for me, line up, and just go down the road smacking all those motherfuckers like it's the Three Stooges, repeatedly, up and down, about 10 times, smack all of them. Billy Donovan too. They all need to get this work. Everybody needs to be smacked right now. Everybody. They have no team chemistry and it appears no one is holding each other or themselves accountable. Absolutely. That's what when you have a locker room with no goddamn leadership, that's what you run into. Haize, have you thought about the fact our best run was when our best basketball was not when Billy was out with COVID. People got to remember, Billy Donovan was still coming up with the game plans. The only thing different is that Chris Fleming was making the adjustments. Billy Donovan was but that still was not our best stretch of basketball. That was the most wins. We got to stop confusing the most wins in a period with our best basketball. The Bulls, keep in mind, two of those games came down to needing last-minute threes from DeMar DeRozan against teams that we should have beat handedly. So we were not playing our best basketball then. We got the most wins there in a row, but that was not our best basketball. There's a difference in that. I can't even blame you. I can't even blame you. The LaMelo Ball may run all up and down this team. Bridges, oh God, Bridges is going for 30. He's going for 30. Yes, Marco doesn't need to see the court right now at all. At all. My little brother from another mother, Spice Bands, is here. This shit is sorry. I understand to be proud that we better than last season, but that don't have to be happy about the way the season is ending. Yeah, like the way the season is ending is bad. It's terrible. Like I said, had these amount of losses come spread out over the season, be different. But to finish this season is terrible. It's terrible. Our luck, Gordon Hayward will drop 50. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Mike Wells, do you think we will see a change for the playoffs this team? It's possible. Right now, I wouldn't put my money on it, but it's very possible that this team with a week, keep in mind they get a week off because of that play-in tournament. So between the last game on Saturday, which I think our last game Sunday, to the start, when we start the first round series, they get about a week off. Could we see them come back re-energized, playoff energy, all that? Yes. But do you want to bet on that with the way that this team's playing? I wouldn't. Anything's possible right now, right? Anything is possible. But I don't think that is very likely with what we're seeing from this team right now. I just don't see it. Spice Bands, we been looking like Jim Boylan's team since the break. I'm not happy, man. You're not wrong either. Haize, with Vooch's performance this season, do you think it's hard to trade a player who's coming off one of their worst seasons. It just is, right? So unless a team just wants an expiring contract because he is expiring, maybe the team packages like a Kobe White or their first round pick with Vooch at the draft to do something. But I think it's more likely than not Vooch is still here next season. But as we've seen with AK and Eversley, anything's changing. It was possible, but I don't know if it's likely. You're absolutely correct about playing their best basketball. Our best stretch was early in the season. We lost some games to Philly, but right there in those games, now it's just blowouts. Yes, you remember at the beginning, for anybody who's been watching me since I started this channel, which was in August, I used to have the same. The Bulls can compete with anybody, right? Because they were in about the first 15 to 20 games, even the ones that they lost, the Bulls were competitively in every single one of those games down the stretch. That was the team that was playing with great heart, great determination. And it just, man, it's crazy. It's really crazy. Haize, I only watch your stream. You're the best. Well, thank you, Johnny. I appreciate that. I don't know if I'm the best, but hey, I love this team, man. Fozzie. I'm just gonna say Fozzie. I don't know what the I is doing there at the end of the end of your name there, brother. What are your thoughts on? Look, Zach's getting the max. He's not. Oh, by the way, anybody who's worried about Zach qualifying for the Supermax, I'm willing to guarantee right now, with the way Zach's playing since the All-Star break, he's worked himself out. And Zach needs to look at himself and say, "Hey, man, I just cost myself an additional $60 million. That's how much he just cost himself." Well, and yes, the knee does play an issue with that too. That's out of his control. But the Supermax is gone. But Zach's getting the max. Like that's not a non-starter. The only thing that I've been saying with Zach's contract that can make it interesting for how it helps the Bulls build out the team is they can either front load or backload his contract. Meaning that they can front load him, especially since they still have Vooch, they still have DeMar on the books, that they can front load his contract to where they pay him more money at the beginning of it and less money at the end. That helps him. He gets more of his money up front. But what that means is that as DeMar leaves, as Vooch goes, as it's time for Patrick Williams to get extensions, Kobe to possibly get extensions, Io to get extensions, whatever else happens, his salary goes down, which then creates more salary cap for the team. So he can do something like that. That's probably the most interesting thing that could happen with Zach LaVine's contract is how they do it. Is it an escalating? Is it a de-escalating? Or is it an even? Do they give him a flat? Do they even it out to where he basically gets the same money each season? All of those things can happen to kind of help AK and Eversley with the flexibility with the cap, but he's getting the max other than that. This is a good question from Tim Brazil. In what area of his game do you want Lonzo to improve the most in the summer since he has extra time to work? I would say I want to see him have a better layup package. I want to see less of when he does, because Lonzo does penetrate. He penetrates and gets to the rim, but he makes these awkward passes out of it, and he doesn't really go to score when he penetrates. And I understand it's because he's a point guard, but I would like to see him develop a better layup package and get more creative around the rim, because with Lonzo's shooting and how he can shoot that three-pointer and how he can dribble, if teams have to start respecting him on the penetration and keep him to get away from to try to keep him off the rim, or he can score there, it really opens up a lot of what he can do for the team and other things. So that's, if I had to pick one area of Lonzo's game, because everything else is just defense, solid. His IQ, solid. What he does in transition, amazing. His defense, amazing. All of that. So if I had to just pick one aspect of the game, it would be that one for him. Maurice Jeffries asks, Haize, do you think the Bulls are bored into the playoffs? If they are, then they don't deserve to be there. If you're bored into the playoffs as a team that has done nothing but underachieve since the All-Star break, you don't deserve to be bored. It's just like I have a saying, broke people don't deserve to laugh, because what you laughing at ain't shit funny, you broke. This team is broke right now. They ain't got shit to be bored at. They don't deserve to be bored. You're broke. You're getting your ass beat. You don't deserve to be bored. How dare you be bored at a time where you're playing like a bunch of bitches? You don't deserve to be bored. Dr. Engineer, the Bulls have been playing like trash since the All-Star break. So disappointing. So disappointing. Millar Miller, My brother says, what can I say? Even if we want Celtics as a desired playoff matchup, we have no momentum. Crappy 3-point shooting. I see iso ball and the defense is lacking consistently. Nobody's feeling. Listen, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if any of the top 3 teams in the East are like, hey man, listen, let's see if we can get to number 4 because we get to face the Bulls. We can come in, give them 4 games, we can rest for a week. Let the other teams figure it out. Listen, it doesn't matter what we see. He's getting the max, though. That's the thing. He is getting the max, period. To put your energy into worry if Zach LaVine's getting the max is just to deny the reality of what's about to happen this summer. Zach is getting the max. Let's stop that conversation. It's not worth it. It's not worth putting your energy into it because Zach LaVine is getting the max, period. I hope this team will be like the Hawks last year. They were bad at the end of the year. Then they turned it on, and then they got dusted in the playoffs, though. So I don't want to be like them either. But I get what you're saying. And with that part of it, I definitely get what you're saying. Broke people don't deserve. I'm telling you, broke, like if you broke, what you laughing for? You need to be putting that time into working. Broke people don't deserve to laugh. Hey, this team right now would struggle against Charlotte and Atlanta. This team right now would struggle against the Harlem Globetrotters. Period. Leviant Clothing, I donate $100 if you. Matter of fact, this is listen. The Bulls could very well get super hot, but I'm not. Like I said, it's not likely right now with how they're playing. If the Bulls get to the second, I like to lay out challenges for things. If the Bulls get to the second round of the playoffs, I will wear a Knicks jersey during my NBA draft live stream. So. I know Haize grew up around Will once because these sayings be killing me. Hey man, y'all gotta know my my parents. My parents are savages, man. Savages. So yeah. Broke people need to laugh so they won't shoot up the club. They can't afford bullets. They need to be out there making money, right? First, Giannis was playing us soft because he didn't have to try. Now Jason Tatum almost having a triple-double by halftime when he only has one in his 5-year career. Bulls need to check their dignity. Man, yeah, definitely. Spice, my little brother from another mother, Spice says, if the Bulls win a playoff game, I'll super chat 100. Oh, wow. Hey, Brandon Eljet, thank you for always supporting the channel at the level that you do, brother. I don't even know what to say to this, bro. Like, what? Thank you for your continued support of the channel. Wow. But Brandon Eljet, after $100 super chat, says, I'll donate it right now. Broke people can sit down. Wow. That's wow. All right. Shout out to Brandon Eljet. Your last game as a team, you should be making a statement as to who you are. The Bulls have no identity. None. That's crazy. Brandon, wow. I'm still caught off guard by Brandon Eljet. I appreciate that so much, brother. What's been worse, coaching or our players? Both. Like I said, anybody who wants to just blame it on one thing, like this is why I embarrassed Keith, and Keith hasn't been in the stream since I embarrassed him. You're just not paying attention to basketball. And I'm not saying you, Maria Armstrong. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying people who try to blame it on one thing. It is a lot coaching. It's the players' effort. It's the fact that we've fallen from being the first place team as far as 3-point shooting percentage to the 24th or 25th now. It's a lack of defensive intensity and effort. It's our injuries are still playing a part in that. Injuries do still. It's a multitude of things. Some of them easier to fix than others. Some of them you got to get lucky with health. I don't like this team has to really look at themselves hard in the offseason and figure out what they want to do. Haize, going better. If the Bulls get through to the semis, you have to go camp out. Oh, no, that's not happening. I'm never going to Cleveland. I'm not going to the worst city of America, man. Let's see. The Bulls are still a vastly improved team compared to last year. They are embarrassing us fans out here, though. They couldn't even turn up with Obama in the building tonight. This stretch just sucks. Kaheem, you're absolutely right. And you know, as much as I'm frustrated with this team's current effort, we are vastly improved, right? I've always talked about it from this standpoint that what AK and Eversley did in this offseason was build a foundation to build upon. This team was never going to win a title. But they've laid a nice foundation, a way better foundation than what they have. And now you can go in and say, all right, this is where we need to focus in the offseason. This is the type of players that we need. This is what we need to do to our bench. They have different things that they can focus on. This past offseason, they literally needed to improve everything. Now with this, it's a little bit more focused on what they need to do. So the Bulls asked, "Do you think no?" Because I suspect that this team, even if you look at the way Billy Donovan has talked about Lonzo Ball's injury, the writing's always been on the wall that they didn't expect Lonzo to come back. It's always been on the wall, and I think this Bulls team, because they are there, they knew that too. So I don't think that broke their spirit. I think that this team is broken as a whole, but I don't think it was that. Remember early in the midseason when we were saying how our defense is lacking, but our offense would figure itself out? Can't even say that anymore. We're cold on both sides. You are absolutely right, Alex Larez. Absolutely right. Alex Larez says, yo, Haize, guess who I met at my job today? Check the Discord. All right, let's see what we got in Discord from Alex Larez. Got to check this out. I bet it's what is it? Alfonso McKinney? Denzel Valentine. You met. Was there enough space in the picture for his gums? That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Jose with the super chat. Thank you for supporting the channel, brother. He says remove Vooch. That is crazy. That's wild. Colin, what's good, Haize? What's going on, brother? Julia Jewell says, I'm saving my playoff money for vacation. Man. Joey Re-Up says, Haize, have the Bulls accepted and become content with playing mediocre basketball? It seems that way. It really does seem that way, and that's an issue. That is an issue. Mike Wells, great point here. The Bulls did a lot with when you look at the way that they use contracts like Sato's, right? Garrett Temple, whatever the man's name is, Temple, to bring in players, to create more money than what they would have had cap space wise to bring in players. AK and Eversley are very creative with how they use the cap, how they use expiring contracts, how they use signing trades. So this team has more than, considering they have their full mid-level, they have a huge trade exception of, I think the trade exception is $8 million that they can absorb a player's contract. They have expiring contracts in Vooch, Kobe that they can use this offseason. They have, even Tony Bradley, his contract is partially guaranteed, meaning that they can trade, technically, you can attach money to a deal. They can trade Tony Bradley to a team with $1 million in cash considerations. I'm just throwing that out there. Then that team can cut Tony Bradley's contract, and they're not really a loss at any money. So there's a lot of things that this team can do to get creative to use their contracts. We'll see what they do. Does anybody go on vacation to Cleveland? No. If you go to Cleveland for vacation, I don't know where where do you live, in Middle Earth? Like, I don't know. I know we ain't getting him, but Ben Simmons, when healthy, would be good on this team. Great defender, brings size, can play the power forward, and is very impact. I wouldn't say the spacing would be horrible with Ben Simmons out there. And I think that maybe if we didn't have Lonzo to have Ben Simmons, but Lonzo being here, no, I don't think he really does a lot of what we need on this team. So let's see what else we got. Millar Miller, expecting Acme's offseason. Yeah. I mean, this is what AK does. If you look at AK's history, he is very creative with how he uses assets in the cap. So, yeah, we'll see. How much do you think Zoe helped this team right now? Oh, hugely, hugely. His communication on defense would change so many things alone. Not to mention what he brings in getting turnovers to get to transition, his creativity in transition, all those things would be huge, huge. Oh, they announced Zach's signature shoe. No, I may talk about it on the pre-record. It wouldn't surprise. It's New Balance. It's new. Once he and I was happy. I'm happy he got his check. Right, super happy he got his check. But as far as like a signature shoe that I would buy, I never expected that to come from a company called New Balance. Never. They're terrible. Now, if I needed some walking shoes, if I was a 64-year-old golfer or somebody who power walks, I'd absolutely love some New Balances. But no, as a wearing shoe to go with an outfit, hell no. New Balance? No, man, get out of here. Bulls Suns finals. I'm calling it right now from Angelo Williams. This season, listen, you got a lot of faith in this team, my brother. Haize, would you consider Aldridge a better option to Bradley? Also, I would consider that to answer your first one. Also hoping for a Thad Young. I pray for a Thad Young reunion. So, Carl Reynolds says, truth be told, Bulls never really got back on course after that 9-game winning streak early in the season. Are they closer to that team or to the team that we've seen after the All-Star break? The truth is somewhere in the middle. The truth is somewhere in the middle. I think the Bulls' record is indicative of the type of team that they are right now, but losing this much down the stretch is what sucks. But as far as like the Bulls being a 45-win team, I think that was my prediction heading into the season. I honestly think I said between 42 and 45 wins. So, yeah, this team, the record is indicative of the type of team that they are. It just sucks that it was front-loaded with wins and back-loaded with losses. I wish that would have been a little bit more evenly distributed. Malar Miller says, Shaq, like, why in the world, brother, on the day that the Bulls lost and that Petty Roosevelt is out in full force, you would ask about Shaq-branded shoes to a black man in America? Have you seen? Listen, again, like when I said broke people should never laugh, Shaqs are the shoes of the broke people who should not be laughing. Matter of fact, one of the punishments of the way that this team the way they're playing, they should be forced to wear Shaquille O'Neal shoes from now until the next season starts. Shaq's. You bringing that up to a black man in America. Those are horrible, brother. Horrible, Millar. Horrible. Tim Brazil. Zach would be broke if he had dreams of being an actor because the Mountain Dew. Have you noticed in Zach LaVine's commercials, his lines are very short. Zach LaVine don't have it right now. Now he could develop into it, right, as he gets more commercials and more endorsements, especially being part of Clutch. But right now, yeah, Zach's line readings are horrible. About as bad as my ad readings on Locked On Bulls, because I'm horrible at reading ads. You know why I'm horrible at reading ads? Because that like I'm not good at it. I talk right from my mind and my heart. To sit there and ask me to read line, I'm still getting better. I'm still improving. You see Stacey King was saying about Io helping the player up. He's spot on. Jacob Noah would have never done that. You are absolutely right. Tim Brazil says, Haize, don't act. I never in my life will you ever catch me. You will never, just like you will never catch me in the city of Cleveland, you will never catch me wearing no Shaqs. Come on, man. Mike Wells, hey, thank you for supporting the channel at this level, brother. I appreciate you for your support. Let's go ahead and get the last one. P. Will could possibly be our best two-way player next season. It's sad he didn't get the full season to develop, but hopefully the playoffs will help all of our young players. You are absolutely right. Hopefully this playoff experience will help jumpstart their development some, and we'll see a refined focus coming into next year. Patrick Williams, I really do think had he never went out with injury, we'd be looking at probably our best two-way player. So yeah, we'll see. A full season of getting Lonzo healthy, and with the way that it looks like Patrick Williams is also developing in transition. But listen, Patrick Williams is not the fastest player out there, but Patrick Williams in transition has been great for the most part. Patrick Williams and Lonzo on a fast break together. Whew. Listen. Brandon L. Jet says there were 3 pairs of Shaqs on the light pole in my neighborhood. Listen, those are, buy them for that. Buy them for that, for sure. DeMar signed the shoe deal with Saucony. Saucony. Are they even still around? Who do you think is our best pick and roll ball handler? Oh, Lonzo by far. Shaq shoes was my go-to shoes and Starbury shoes on a budget. Hey man, how are your feet holding up, fam? We need shooters next season. We have no one who shoot you believe in other than Zoe and Zach. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think when you look at what this team's going to do, I've said this a lot too, so I'm sorry if I'm repeating it for anybody who watches my streams consistently, is that I do think that this team is going to replace a lot of players on this bench with more consistent shooters, defenders, veteran players. You know, a lot of Bulls fans will mention, hey, this young player, I don't think they're going to go after a lot of young players. I think they're going to really try to fill out this bench with veterans who also come cheap, shorter term deals, things like that, to really try to figure some things out. Joker, terrible. 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 Bad. Sucks. Terrible. Garbage. Shit. Basura. This team was, everybody was shit tonight. Literally, everybody was shit except Javonte Green, just about. Oh, the Pippins. Pippins are one of the most underrated tennis shoes. Like, people forget them. Pips were amazing. And so were the Grant Hills. I don't remember which Grant Hills, but one of the pair of Grant Hills were too. Brian the Tryhard says, haven't watched the past 2 games. Hey, man, listen. You ain't missed nothing. You ain't missed nothing but the Bulls playing like a bunch of bitches. That's really the only thing that you've missed, fam. That's really it, man. I ain't got nothing left to say on that. This team, first of all, listen, I don't usually do this, right? We have 47 likes in here, and there are 170 people watching. Hit the like button. Brandon L. Jet needs some likes for him dropping a $100 super chat. That's crazy. D. Marvelous says, who do you think is off the team next year? Troy Brown Jr. is gone. Tony Bradley's gone. Matt Thomas is gone. Malcolm Hill's gone. Tony Bradley's gone. That's 5 players right there. Kobe's possibly to be gone. Tristan may be gone as well. That's 7 players. So it's going to be considerable new faces around here. You remember at the beginning of the season we were saying the bench mob is back? What happened to that, man? Well, a lot of the bench is now starting, so, you know, it is what it is. Where do you think the energy went? I have no idea, brother. I really don't know. I wish I could say it. I really don't know. Really don't know. I want Kobe and Vooch traded. You're probably not going to get what you want, brother. Not for both of them. I mean, you may get what you want. I'm not saying you won't, but I don't know. I don't know if that's going to happen. Tim Brazil says, hot take. Jordan 1s are overrated. Wow. There's a lot of people that would hate that take. A lot of people that would hate that take. I'm just going to leave that at that. No, it's not a win. That's a stupid trade, the greatest of all time. That is a dumb trade. That is a dumb trade. Grant is a worse defender. He's a selfish player. He's a terrible passer. He's not a winner. No, that's not a win for anybody. Not the Bulls. Marvin in the building. What's going on, Marvin? I have no idea, brother. I really don't know. I have no idea. We'll talk about that. I have no idea, though. None. Chances we win another game before the next season starts. I think it's the Bulls are going to get another win. They're going to get it. As much as I'm down on what's happened those last few games, the Bulls are going to get another win. Ricky says you muted too. Ricky's funny. Yeah, the Jeremy Grant talk is crazy. All right, y'all. As you guys know, I got to do Locked On Bulls. So we're gonna get ready to shut this down. Go ahead and get any of your last minute takes and thoughts in here. This is disappointing. I'm sorry for screaming in y'all ear early in the stream too. I'm pissed off, man. I'm super pissed off. Super pissed off. What? Okay, let me ask this to the chat before we go. What is your favorite sneaker? Mine, Jordan 6 rings are up there. I know that it's not the most popular Jordan. I love almost all the colorways in the Jordan 6 rings. Those are one of my favorite pair of tennis shoes. Trying to think. What else can I name as one of my favorite pair of tennis shoes? I'm throwing a blank, but the Jordan 6 rings are probably my favorite tennis shoe of all time. Flu game. Okay. Pippins. That's a nice pick. That is a very nice pick. Julie says, are we still doing the Zoom on Sunday? Yes, we're going to do the Zoom on Sunday. We're going to make it happen. Bread Fours. That's a nice pick as well. The sandals Jesus wore, the Bible 11s. Air Max 9. That is a classic. Classic. The Space Jam Jordans. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, y'all. That's it for me for the air raids. Oh, yes. Shout out to the air raids. Absolutely. Absolutely. But all right, y'all. I appreciate you guys so much. Seriously, thank you for supporting the channel. Let's do this officially. Let's get this in here officially, right? If you make sure you're following the podcast at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform that we are on. You can also send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullscentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text or a voicemail, you can do so at 773-270-2799. That's been it for me for today, guys. I love you guys, man. Hopefully we can end the season in 2 wins, but at this point, man, it kind of is what it is tonight. We'll see. I will see you guys Friday is when we play again, and then we play again Sunday. So see you guys Friday and Sunday, man. I love you guys. Go Bulls. Peace, y'all.